Alright, we've got our wood bow here from M&T Manufacturing, and if you remember the last time we talked about this, there were some fitment issues, and namely that the bow is actually too big to fit in to our slot here. You can see there's an overhang here. There's actually a little triangular area that this has to slip into. So I'm going to do a little thing on how to make these fit. So we're going to start by marking our edge here, and we're going to start small. We're going to cut back in here, and then we'll shave a little underneath, and we'll just keep working it till we can fit it in back there. But I bet we wind up at this mark here, and then we'll just have to round everything off, you know, so that it doesn't look funny. But you know, it's sort of unfortunate that you pay a bunch of money for these pieces of wood, and you know, they obviously take the time to program some machine or some person to make these, and you know, every one of them they make is just ill-fitting. So whatever, we'll make it happen. I hope you guys can see this. I sort of spotted down the thing. So we've got our line here, and sort of if you connect it, you know, while it's all in place, that's where I drew my line. So I'm going to just start sort of shaving up to that line until we get it fit. It'll just be sort of a back and forth. I think this is a 2-inch die grinder, and that's what I'm going to use just to sort of shape this stuff out. Well back of the line is maybe 1/4 of an inch up here, and we're fitting pretty close. Just need a little bit more of a shave here, so I'm going to come maybe half the distance to the line, and on the bottom side it's fitting just perfect. So you know, I have my little line there. I just shaved everything to the line. Working good. So there we are. We're fit up. Sits back in there nice. We're up against the stop on the back side, so everything's good on this side. We'll do the exact same thing to the other side. I always like to use strings to help me figure out straight lines, because strings always wind up in a straight line. And when I bring it across here, I notice that this black bracket thing is not straight, but that one over there, I think you guys can see that, is pretty much. So we're quite a ways out over here, so I'm going to see if I can adjust this one a little bit, and it doesn't line up with this little groove here, so I think there's a few adjustments I need to do up here. After a lot of sanding and tweaking, I think I finally got us nice and even across here. The specs say that you're supposed to have a 2mm gap here at the ends and a 7mm gap at the middle. And so I have here in my hot little hands a 7mm wrench, and I don't have a metric gapper gauge. And if you can see it, we're pretty well dead on. And then we've got nice opening and closing, so I'll open that side. Believe me guys, this car was wrecked and obviously hit pretty hard, so you can see this doesn't line up perfect over here. The whole thing is maybe a little bit racked, but I'm caught. Hang on. Well, guess what? Been doing this all day. I bet I've gone back and forth 150 times, one side to the next. So there we go. So we're open. We come closed. We have our little guide pins in here. They haven't been fitting extremely well, but it seems like when I hook these guys, it helps pull it back a little bit and line those suckers up. Yep, here we go again, 151. Maybe. No, see our guide pin? Yeah. This is the fight I've been fighting all day. I don't get it. I twist these things, you know, tweak them down, and this doesn't want to twist with it. It's the most frustrating thing in the world. I can't tell where it's hanging up, and you know, you twist on it harder and it just fights you more. But there's no reason for this thing not to rotate, and it doesn't rotate. So take a deep breath. This has been pretty frustrating, guys. So anyway, I'll see if I can redo this again. I got some number 14 wood screws. I've got one installed here, and the heads kind of stick up, but some of these old countersunk holes were pretty thin, so I figured I better get a big head, and we can always put foam over them. So these are all 1 inch long. The originals were about 7/8. Just want to make sure we get a good solid hold on these. These here are right next to our pins, so I guess they should get drilled back a little bit, like this. From the factory, this is a through bolt. I'm just not sure I can hit the hole because, of course, the aftermarket guys don't drill that hole for you. I can give it a shot. .20 stove bolts. Way too long. Way too long. We got all these in over here. We got them in on the other side. And again, they are sticking sort of proud here. So I'm probably going to, I mean, you can see the wood. I think you can see that. The wood here is a little bit higher than all of it. So what I'll probably do is take some thin cardboard or something. I'm not certain yet what. I know there's maybe a 1/2 inch layer of foam over this, but I just want to make sure these don't translate through. The stuff I know about upholstery is the little things transfer through. I'm thinking about maybe a piece of chipboard or something over this area, and then maybe cut out these holes or something. I don't know, just to kind of smooth it out. But here we are. We're all locked into place. Back on the gap here, it's probably closed just a little bit from the 7mm I had yesterday. Let's see. Here is my 7mm wrench, and we're probably 1/2 to 2/3. So we're probably more like 3mm or something. This was the best compromise. You know, I can't get it perfect. This won't rotate right, and I ground on these, the wood piece, I'm sorry, I ground on the wood piece, and ground the back sides of this piece of wood so it rotate. There's 2 holes that these spikes come through, the alignment pins come through. We'll take a look at those. And even that, they're still a little tight. These alignment pins, I had to wallow out the holes in the back here so that this could rotate. And you know, it looks a little gappy. I also had to take this piece loose, and I couldn't get the bolt. The bolt is just absolutely huge. There's my finger. If that tells you how big that slot is. It's maybe not 1 inch across, but 3/4 for sure. And I couldn't get it to budge. I had the torch out, I had everything out. It wound up, it loosened up, and then I just MIG welded the back side. So it's permanent, but I think it fits pretty well. The only thing I'm getting is just a little bit of a rub when it comes up. So it's tight. So you can see the pin there, right there. But you know what? There's alignment bushings that go in here, and I'm going to get those. Yeah, you can see the paint's chipped. So the alignment bushings will go in there, and hopefully that will at least prevent the scratches. I don't know. I guess we'll find out, but this is as good as I could get it. This little guy is sticking way up. I may have to come up with a different solution for him. Maybe just drill another hole back in here and put that bolt in. I am clamped down here. Got our gap clamped down at the sides. I put on the clip for the rear glass here. I couldn't find the screws, so I had to go to Home Depot and find the next best thing, which was a number 2 3/4 inch screw, or maybe 5/8. What is it? Number 10 5/8. There we go. So I'm going to put you on the stand. We're going to try and slide this rear window up into place. Just so you know, this little chrome clip right here, if you need to replace that, that's a $200 part right there. That little thing. About the size of 2 fingers. So, wow. So here we go. Glass comes up. And that little guy's there. That clips her into place. Looks like they have a little clearance issue right there. We're nice and good here. I'm going to take the hammer and straighten that out over there, and we'll just pull the whole thing out at us. So hopefully we'll get rid of that clearance problem. But that looks like it fits really well. From what I remember, this is like 12 inches from the back here to the back here or something like that. There's a measurement there, so we'll be measuring that and see if we're right. But the fact is, this car has been stuffed, so it's kind of a make it fit type of moment. And if you remember, we built this piece, that little bow right there. So yeah, this is a make it fit kind of moment, but it looks like we're pretty darn close right now. Here's our measurement. So we're going from the front of this bow to the front of this one. Sorry guys, trying to do this one-handed, and we're 1/8 of an inch off here. And the good news is the other side is 1/8 of an inch the other way, so that just means we've got the slightest of twists in this piece right here. So we'll get that all squared away. I think in my little padding kit here, I think this webbing that they included, I'm pretty sure, is to make all that happen. So basically, hang on, this wraps around here and gets sewn, then it tacks onto there, and then there's a little strip at the back that it gets screwed underneath of. So I may get that sewn up here, and we'll have that little piece knocked out before the convertible top gets here. This is the rear seal around the window here, and I've got a little paint stick. I sort of rounded off, flattened out, and I'm going through just pushing this thing in. It takes about 3 passes to get it. Got a little Dawn down there helping me do it, but these are some of the more tedious type items, but this looks like a really good quality seal. I marked a center point on here before I started, and then I divided the seal in 2 and made a little mark on the seal there. Okay, per Vince's direction, we're going to measure 26 inches from the back of the main bow, and we're going to mark that out here. This is our 26-inch mark. There's 3 screw holes here, but we're only going to use the inside 2. We had to release the top, and this is pretty tight at 26 inches, and from my understanding, this is a real tight operation. I used a little wood screw here and a clamp to get this sort of set in place. And then these guys are, there's 12 of them. There's 6 short ones and 6 long ones if you took your car apart. They're little nuts and bolts. So these are the originals. So I'll take this guy out and I'll put my second one there, and then we'll go over and we'll do the other side. Now I've pulled this up and again, this is a very, very tight deal. Here, we're going to see if we're on the mark. Holy macaroni. We're supposed to be 12 inches to the back side here. That's 12 inches right there. Holy shnikes, that's tight. The other side sort of went on. This side, wow. Forward. That's tight. Okay, let's see. Wow. So, yeah, we need to drop the rear window down just a little bit. I think we're too. I don't know if you guys can see this because it's so dark, but there's two hinges back there that attach to the glass, and they have two bolts. And basically you loosen them up and those things can slide up and down. So I loosened them and I set them all the way at the bottom. Okay, so we're going to lift the glass up into place now that we've got our hinges lowered and we clear there. We're setting it in. Glass latches into place, couldn't be better. Got the new seal on there. Oh man. So this is as much as I can do. I need to get some big tacks to put in here, but that's as much as I can do until the convertible top and headliner arrives. Man, what a chore. So let's see what this does now. I'm hoping that the tension on that helps to free this up a little bit. Yeah, I think that's going to come in and out a lot better with those straps on there. So let's just see. Sorry, I'm looking with my eyes, not the camera. Yeah, that's good. The doors, they still shut. Nice. Let's see about this one latching. Oh yeah, nice. Still got a little bit of a gap there in the middle. There we go. So hopefully here in the next 6 months we'll get our top and we'll be able to go on this, but for now